to another day of testimony. And the Delphi murders trial Monday was full of emotional and graphic testimony about how investigators found the bodies of Abby Williams and Libby German. Today has continued to focus on the evidence collected at the scene. CBS 4's Max Lewis was in the courtroom all morning long for us. And Max, a lot was covered here in the past few hours.
Yeah, quite a bit, Melissa. The crime scene investigator, the lead crime scene investigator, took the witness stand again today. He began his testimony last night, but then the court recessed until this morning. His name is Brian Oley. He was asked about the autopsy of the two girls, which he attended down in Terre Haute. They went through the evidence that was collected during that autopsy, including numerous swabs from several areas of the girls' bodies, as well as the clothes that Abby had on, and rape kits that were done on both of those girls. Now, there was no mention in court today about if those rape kits turned up anything of value, but during his cross-examination, defense attorney Brad Rosie went through the list of swabs and repeatedly asked the crime scene investigator if any of them had any DNA that tied Richard Allen to the crime scene. The answer to all of those questions was no. Now, the prosecution eventually objected to that line of questioning because the investigator was not the one who actually did the test. Judge Galt agreed and attorney Rosie moved on. Now, a lot of the focus today with the crime scene investigators yesterday and today really has been on the bullet that was found between the girls' bodies, which the prosecution alleges matches a gun owned by Richard Allen. Now, as we learned yesterday, the investigators only took pictures of the bullet as it was facing down into the ground. There are no pictures, we learned today, outside of those few at the scene. The defense has really gone hard at that. Attorney Brad Rosie got very confrontational during that line of questioning this morning. He asked the investigator if he would take more pictures if he could do it over again. The investigator answered no, he wouldn't. Now, the other main focus was on the branches that were found on top of the girls' bodies. We all remember that. The crime scene investigators, we learned yesterday, left those branches at the scene. Even though they had blood on them, they determined that they had no evidentiary value. Well, they must have changed their minds because they ended up going back to get those branches a couple days later after being ordered to do so by someone. Attorney Brad Rosie asked the investigators if he believed that the sticks were placed there to communicate something. The investigator said no and told him he believed they were there to conceal the bodies. However, Rosie pointed out that the sticks did not really do anything to conceal the bodies, and as someone who saw those crime scene photos, you could tell that those sticks really didn't do anything to conceal the bodies. What their intention was, well, I'm not for sure on that. The defense has really, though, been hitting hard today and yesterday, attacking crime scene integrity specifically. But the prosecution has really walked jurors through the process of how evidence is collected, how things are sealed, sent to the lab, all that process. It doesn't appear that the defense's attacks on the crime scene integrity in particular have really been landing with the jury, Melissa.
Max, now before you go, as you mentioned, there was just a lot covered this morning regarding the evidence and the specifics here to this case, which led to some questions from the jury. Can you explain to us that process and what were some of those questions?
Yeah, so basically at the end of each witness, the prosecution, they're presenting their case first, so they ask the witness the questions. The defense then does their cross-examination. The prosecution has a chance to redirect, as does the defense team. After that, and after they have settled, the judge then asks the jury if they have any questions. Today, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in my time watching this trial, this was the most jury questions that we actually got today. There were 4 of them. They asked things about how evidence is handled, and they also asked whether or not, some specific questions about the crime scene, whether it appeared that Abby was dressed in Libby's clothes at the crime scene, or if that happened somewhere else. So those were some of the main questions. This jury really listening very intently on what witnesses are saying, Melissa.
And that will continue for the days to come. Max, thank you reporting live for us this afternoon. Now, like we mentioned, Monday's testimony focused on the crime scene near the Monon High Bridge outside Delphi. Jurors heard graphic details about the girls' murder and how their bodies were arranged. The courtroom saw several dozen photos of the girls' bodies posed not far from the water near the trail. The photos also show a collection of tree branches and sticks that were seemingly arranged with intention on top of their bodies. Crime scene investigators say the girl's clothing was damp, and the defense pointed attention to the fact that while there is a photo of the unspent round that's been connected to Richard Allen's gun, there's no photo of investigators collecting that round. So we'll be back in court this afternoon and bring you full reports on the news at 5 and online. You can find stories anytime on our website, CBS4Indy.com. You can find our previous 7 years of reporting on this case and this community under our Delphi Murders Trial tab.